from South Africa. It's good to see all of you again today, guys. I'm still up, and the time is. It's good to see all of you again today, guys. I'm still up, and the time here it's 00:46 a.m. It's past midnight. You can say it's 14 minutes to 1 a.m. Good morning again. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning again. It's nice to see all of you again. Hi, my brother Stephen Coffey. It's good to see you again here. My brother Stephen Coffey from the United States. Welcome again, and all those who are showing on the chat view, but they might as well join us on the chat. Okay, I missed you, brother. I can't wait to meet you um, in South Africa, and we will be touring you around. There's quite a number of places that we will like you to go see them. Okay, it is very important, and ensure that you have enough gigs. I mean, the space where you can store much of the information. I remember last time you mentioned that you are keen to go to places where they are stricken with poverty. So I picked that one up. I already know that where would you like to go? And definitely in our continent, you might have heard, or um, yeah, you might have heard many people preaching or talking about poverty, but it will depend because this time it looks like you are going to see the real one. If you recall, the the the, the video that was forwarded by the admin concerning the 99% of the world, it's being um, allowed to share 1%, and the rulers of the world, they are taking control of the 99% of the world's wealth. Right towards the end of that video, it was showing other places in the Philippines where there are still poverty-stricken areas, and we have similar places here. And some of the things I will prefer you to see them practical while you're here. You must see them live. So it's gonna be a very entertaining trip, you know. So we're looking forward to welcome you in the Republic of South Africa, and you're gonna be touring because it's not gonna be at one stop. You will see. You're gonna love it. Okay. Anyway, thanks for being here again today, brother, and the rest of you. Yeah. Um, I'm still up. I haven't retired as yet, but after this live stream, I will take a nap by 8 hours, and then I'll be up again. There's a lot to be done, and we can see that days are getting closer to the last day of migration. Hopefully, everyone should stand up and work that one out. Okay. Um, yeah, there isn't much to share with, but of course, I would love to go through a little bit on the TBC education, as you can see on the title there. Um, right. What I was going through doing a review also was that um, most of us members within the community of the Billion Coin is that yes, we we do read, we do listen when others are live streaming, and we do also listen to others when they give advice. But the question is, after that, what do we do? Um, are we putting that into practice? That's one. B, are we getting learned about what we've been taught? Um, Three, are we listening attentively during the live streams, what is being said? And on number three, if we didn't get something right, do we go back and do a replay uh, on the previous live stream videos? Or we only listen to it once? When there is a subject taught, are we listening at that moment, or do we really go back and do the revise that's a subject? If number one, if we didn't get something clear, do we go back and ask for clarities? So those are the three questions that I was going through them not long. Okay, so these three things are very important because those are the things that many of us went through, and also uh, many of us did put them in practice. When we are taught, are we getting learned? That's another one, because we have different community members within this community. Okay, now with a different educational background. Okay, so now the wisest thing that one can do, though we are different with educational background, is to go back and ask what questions, and question everything until uh, we get clarity. So are we doing that? So the reason why I'm sharing this again with you is that we are all in the same classroom, um, learning uh, the same subject within the Billion Coin. And we are also guided by one admin with the same message. Um, we don't have um, a different message, but it's the same message. Why I'm saying that, if there's an article today, it's gonna go on the blog, and then all of us, if we retrieve that article, okay, it will be same article. Now we're talking about migration. It's the same migration. It's not um, different migration when it goes to Steven or someone or myself, but it's the same thing. We are getting the same education, same message, and we are following the same system. Now, out of that, some of us are making a difference. Some, if they didn't do much, they will sell maybe $100 uh, in a week, some in fortnight, some once a month, some $200 to $500. It depends. Some won't even sell anything, but they can exchange TBC for goods and services. Under goods and services, we have seen quite a number of transactions that are being conducted, as long as some of them they are conducting those transactions uh, with uh, meaning following TBC agreement. They're not going astray a bit. So, there is much activities going on. Now, we are talking about two groups now. Those who are doing something about the wealth that the admin has created for all of us, and the wealth that the admin has created for all those who are still coming, because we have billions out there who haven't heard about TBC. Then just there, I would like us to underline something. Why those billions of communities are still out there, not with us. That means we haven't pushed to that limit. So something has to be done. It is our responsibility. There's no magic. And no one's gonna go out and bring them for us, but we have to stand up and um, bring them into the system, because this is the only system where people will be out of artificial scarcity, also poverty. This is the only system. There isn't any, not unless there is one. I'll be ready to listen to that system. But as for now, I haven't seen any. So now here's the point. If some people are doing things within this community, and some are saying they can't or they cannot, between these two people or between these two groups, don't you think that there is a problem somewhere? You have this wealth, Now, you can do anything as long as you are doing it legally, not convincing anyone, but telling it as is. We have a disclaimer um, when you open your wallet before you log in or after you logged in. There is a disclaimer there. And this disclaimer, I think admin has already spread it to other um, articles as well. So we can go through it. And it must be a decision of an individual, whether they join TBC or whether they purchase from you. Don't convince anyone, because if you convince someone, especially with big figures, that is not good because um, big figures within this community of TBC are being generated by the plan of the admin. You have seen the cash flow arrangement, and there are so many articles that um, are there, for everyone to make use of them. The live stream is one of them. When you live stream, when you attend certain button meetings, you're entitled of something. So there's so much. So we must have a very good ear to listen, and we must also have a clear mind on the things that we're supposed to do and things that we're not supposed to. Because sometimes hunger, uh, desperation, and financial constraints can lead someone into dangers. So we have seen all those cases. We have seen what happened to some of the members. They were caught up in those situations. So convince no one, but put it as this or as is, and let someone decide. Okay, we must be clear, and then we must allow them to read what you are reading. We mustn't cut corners, because as soon as we cut corners, we will end up having different messages or different, how can I put it? But we will preaching different messages, of course, but for the same peoples. Then it doesn't work like that. Um, if today the dollar will go down, it will go down globally, not only in the United States or in New Zealand or in China. It will go down globally. So let that apply to this community. One message, not million different messages, but leading to one. It's going to confuse those communities who are still not on board with us. Okay, so remember, I've asked the question, where is the problem? We are in the same class, and we are being taught the same TBC education, but at the end of the day, some are getting lost. Why? I think someone can answer that. If you can answer that, let's see on a top chat, we can share that. Okay, let me go on the top chat again. Hi, Sarenze TBC prayer warrior. Kia ora from New Zealand. Kia ora Sarenze. Let's see. Lucy Brown. Hi, Lucy. Kia ora. I'm learning one of the languages from New Zealand. Kia ora, Lucy Brown. And good to see you again. Now, The message is one, but where is the problem? Okay, we have Roy Whittingham. What? What's? I don't know what. Okay, I don't know. Is that Dutch or what? From Roy? What Hanan? Or I don't know what is he saying. But I thought it was one of the South African languages, Afrikaans. What Hanan? But I can't get it clear. Anyway, hi again, Roy. Yeah. So the wealth that we are currently possessing in our private wallets cannot turn into a magic, but it needs us to do something. Um, we don't have to be seen as a lazy community because when everything started in 2016, we've proven to the world that we can stand up and do something um, for anyone who is interested in our mission. Now, why suddenly a certain number or a certain percentage of this community is beginning now to take a back seat and expect that the admin has to do something for us? For instance, um, you know the story of the exchanger. When is TBC going to be on the exchanger? When are we going to exchange it for fiat currency or all those kind of things? Okay, and the cash out button story. We are now used to those stories, but now the question is: some of those who are asking these questions, what have you done for this community? That's another question that one should ask him or herself. I mean, from those ones. Um, there's no magic. Everything that we possess um, in this world, it didn't come for free, but everyone has worked for it. As long as um, you follow the right channel to obtain or achieve your success, that's a good thing. You sleep in peace. You know, you will even receive more blessings from Jehovah because you have worked for something. But yes, of course, after some of us have uh, joined other networks, online programs, trading companies, and etc., um, we have also learned that we have to work for something, and then, but it's in two ways. You can work hard for it, or you can work smart for it. And there's another way again. You can work for money, or you can let it work for you. You can work hard for it, or you can let it work smart for you. Either way, okay, we begin to learn these things along the way. We went through some literatures uh, by Robert T. Kiyosaki. He taught us that. There's so many philosophers who are um, contributing to this game of ours, okay, networking and etc. So now the same principles that we applied to become where we what we are or to reach where we are today I think some of those principles can also be applied within this system or within this community of TBC. It's if you are used to stand up and do something, even tomorrow, wherever you go, you will still stand up and do something. But as soon as one starts saying, um, I'm waiting for, who are you waiting for and what are you waiting for? Here's another one. It's a funny one. Um, Someone will send you a message. Tomorrow is Monday, right? People are so frustrated. Oh, today, sorry. uh, most people are so frustrated because of the conditions of this world financially, and the Bitcoin is going down, the dollar, and etc. Okay, so mostly on Mondays, some of the people will be SMSing some of you guys or private, Facebook or Twitter, wherever, with their frustrations. Um, that yeah, look, my family it's in financial constraints. Someone is ill in the family. I have a funeral. I haven't eaten for 3 days on this, all those kind of things. So now, yeah, this TBC is taking my money. No, 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 no. Got it all wrong. Now, the admin has to feel pity for those. Now, what about the millions of people who are still patient enough waiting for um, this baby to grow, and that they are not just they are not just waiting, but they are doing something. I mentioned earlier when we start that some they are transacting $100 in a week, in a day, in 2 days, in fortnight, in a month. It depends, but they are doing something. They are working towards something. Okay. Now, those ones, that category I've already mentioned, today, it's Monday, you'll see in a couple of hours from now, they'll start. Even myself, I do get those messages. Um, what are they doing? And before uh, TBC was launched, how did they survive? How did they maintain medical bills, food, clothing, and other things? How did they maintain that? Why now the billion coin admin has and us has to suffer now for their pains and that's it? No, we're talking about over 3 million members here. We're not gonna cater or service individuals. That's another thing. So remember, this education of TBC, it's very important for each and every one of us. And then we must go through it carefully and apply it um, accordingly and ensure that we teach the right thing. Because if we don't, something along the way will catch up with us. And remember, as soon as we are in that situation, it's another dent for us how the world is going to look at us. Think about that. But when we follow these instructions and follow the code and respect our agreement, do you remember our agreement? Mhm. Can someone tell us the? I'll just start few lines for you. All members of TBC. What? Mm-mm-mm-mm. You know that. Okay. So that is the main agreement. If you don't know it, go to the blog. You'll understand. All members of TBC, what? Mhm. I'm not going to cough it out now. So now, let's go back to the chat again. Let's see. Okay, let me go. Let me go back to. I'll start from the top. Okay. Hey, Steven, I've already greeted you guys, and Serenze, Lucy, and Roy. Okay, let me see something here. Okay, let's check. Oh, okay. Roy says, what? Eish. You know what? I can't pronounce that now. I'll practice that. My tongue is still. I can't. I can't. It's still. It's not loose to pronounce that word, Roy. But anyway, it means Lawrence in Jamaica. It means hi. Okay, from Jamaica. Uh, okay. Thank you. You see, I've learned something now. And then Lucy Brown she's saying, I'm so over those who want to cash out. They haven't even looked at the block, but I say it in a bothersome way. Yeah, within our community, of course, Lucy, uh, only few of us are visiting the block. Even some of the leaders, they don't, they hardly go there. That's a problem. And to you and start asking some questions. You listen first, and if you know that that those questions were already answered in the blog, you must refer that person to the blog. That's how we build a strong community. Okay. Let's see, Roy. Uh, okay, Roy saying TBC is money. You see, so there isn't any need to cash out anything. TBC is money. We have a surety from the the admin. Is encouraging us to apply, especially the latest system, cash flow system. I've started, and many of you have started already, and it's working fine. Over this weekend, I had to take through some of the people. They understood what has been advised from the blog, and then I before I commenced any dealings with them, I forwarded them the articles. They went to the blog also just to ensure that those articles were from the blog, and then they came back to me and said, "Okay, now we understand. We can start. Take us through right up to the live stream." I said, "No, I'm ready for that, but one has to part with something." Well, it wasn't. Let's just ask me, how do we transact? BTC, cash? I said it's up to you. The one that will suit you best, it's fine with me. Then they started transacting. Currently, from yesterday and day before, uh, I've been busy coaching them um, how to set up the live stream and other things, you know, how to read with an understanding from the blog and all those kind of things. Yeah. So thanks for your contribution, Roy and Lucy. Let's go further down here. Yes, Roy. Yeah, we saw that a car was bought um, in South Africa yesterday. No, no, day before yesterday. There's a video also. Um, they also called me. Those members. They sent me the pictures, and in one of the provinces in South Africa, because we have 9 provinces. So that happened in Mpumalanga province in Middleburg. We have Middleburg, Omelo, and Nelspruit, that's Mpumalanga province. Yeah, it happened there. And then Serenze says, I know it's so sad how the rest of the world don't get it. The Philippines get it. Yeah, you know what, Serenze, you've said it all. The Philippines. Um, I don't know, but in most of the time, when I share certain things when it comes to merchants, leadership, and um, s- so many other things, I love to mention Philippines as well. Though we have other countries, Nigeria, we have Cameroon, we have Papua New Guinea, but Philippines will always be there because I myself, in 2016, I was there for over a month, and I taught Philippines with TBC leadership, including Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan was my main mentor, and I even attended their TBC merchants events, the first TBC merchants events. We met Dan Lutz and other leaders there. They they took me through the whole process, how to do presentations. I met the uh, other TBCians from other provinces. So many things are happening there, and you learn a lot. Um, it was, you know what, I can't say much about it. So I'll say something also. There was another leader when he conducted the leadership, not the leadership, but TBC presentations. He went as far as doing a TBC presentation under the tree, daylight. When they do something, they do it wholeheartedly. They don't do 50% and the other 50% is not contributing anything. They give it all, just like what Terenza is saying. So now, in order to understand how one is um, doing certain things, you mustn't just apply theory. You must also apply uh, the practical of the thing. Um, when you do more of practice of something, that will actually move you to the adoption of that thing that you want to know, or that's like what the Filipinos are doing. So you have to adapt into something. But if you say, no, I see how they're doing it, no, I can do it, but let's see practically if really you will apply the same thing. Because certain things we learn them by practicing uh, that particular thing. Okay, it depends how much effort are we putting so that we can know how to go about it. So I would say whatever they applied from 2016 to date, they have never diverted from the advice or the instructions of our admin. That's what I've learned, and that's what I've shared with many in South Africa. And we cannot divert from that. And even in our leadership trainings, presentations, we forever reminded everyone about it that, guys, we're not going to divert anything from that. And I'll tell you, those who diverted from our mission, as we speak today, they are in a burning fire because they diverted things. They are not free, they can't face our communities, and some of them, we have their cases, they lied to our communities because they didn't do the right thing. It was all about ripping our people off, and not just in South Africa, other lands as well. But if you know that you have preached the right thing, you will sleep in peace. Wherever you go, you'll go in peace. It's like that. And we will continue um, preaching or telling people uh, what is TBC the right way. We can't divert anything. That's what our Filipino TBCians are doing. There is more, but it's up to us whether we want to learn from them and other TBCians who are currently doing the right thing. We have good TBCians in the United States, um, Jamaica, actually all over the world now. We have David Jones from the Caribbeans. We have um, our good TBCians from New Zealand, Australia, Canada, because why? Those ones are doing the right thing. If you don't want to follow the system, I don't know which one you're going to follow, but you are going to burn your fingers. Okay, let's go back there. Thanks again, Serenze. Let's go again. So Serenze says the block, study the block. Yes, of course. We'll keep on saying that. Lucy, she's saying that last remark was to the pronunciation of what you can say. I don't know, Lucy. She's saying that to me, or I don't know. Maybe she'll clarify me on that. I'm lost a bit. Okay, Serenze says, "Where did I get that from?" Oh, yes, okay. I don't know. Anyway, sometimes I know TVisions will chat during our live stream, just like us. We do sometime chat uh, in Randy's live stream and Steven live stream, Mary Ann, and etc. Okay, let's see Serenze here again. Serenze says they obviously have changed their mindset from poverty to abundance with TBC. Yes, Serenze, I truly agree with you, and I fully agree with you. If uh, you don't change um, your mindset from the old things, that's gonna be a problem because you don't just change. There is a reason for us to change from old mindset. Why? We didn't know um, about the conduct of the system. We didn't know that the lives that you are living, we were not living uh, our lives according to the plan of Jehovah God, but we were programmed, all of us. But up until someone um, showed us the way and say, "Hey, wake up!" Then read, yeah, read this material. Then we started uh, getting wise and say, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." We were actually going into a pit hole, you know. No, 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 no. Since I've been saved from that danger, let me help others as well. That's what we are. Okay. So it's like that. The mindset has to change. Last but one for now, guys. TBC, it's not um, guiding us to serve, to serve its admin. No, no, no. TBC is guiding us to be, some would say independent, some would say free. I would say TBC is guiding us, all of us, to be in control. As soon as you are in control, whatever action or whatever you apply, you're going to do those things boldly and with confidence. That's what TBC admin is all about. So it's guiding us to duplicate exactly uh, this TBC system. So yes, some of us we do get it, and some of us they feel like TBC it's putting us in prison, in a concentration camp. No, 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 no. If there is a better camp than the billion coin, tell us about it. We will read, we will follow it. But for the past 2 years, we are still waiting for it. Okay. Now let's see Sarenze, Sarenze again. Okay. Okay, thanks again, Sarenze. TBC has taken the scales from our eyes to the truth. That is true. It has opened up our eyes. Okay, Lucy, we are standing up to have a better system in place as we are building. Thanks again, Lucy, and then Serenze. Amen. We can take control of our own destiny. I did a broadcast about that. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah. I will check that. I haven't listened to that, Serenze, but I'll go to your videos and retrieve that one. As long as you can just give me a heading, what was the heading, then I'll pick it up immediately. Okay. Yeah. Lastly, now, um, if God, Jehovah, has given each and every human being, listen to that, each and every one of us globally, a freedom of what? Speech. Yes, it's one of them. Speech, freedom of choice, and as long as you are doing the right thing, um, freedom of cultivating the earth. Please, guys. And then someone will come and say to you, no, 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 no. I'm in control here. Who gave that one a permission to control me or you? We are all in control, so we cannot be robbed anymore. So Bitcoin has set up an example. Bitcoin, TBC, we are still cryptocurrencies. Remember? So Bitcoin, TBC, we are still cryptocurrencies. So we are a problem to the system. Anyway, for all your contributions, guys, thank you again. It was nice talking to you again, especially this time of the morning. But I'm going to retire now for the next 8 hours. So I'll be up at about 9:30. It's 8 hours, yeah. Then by then I'll be fresh. um, but from now on until 9:30, my phone will be off, and another one I'll just leave it on the silence. Okay, and then I will join you again in your live streams and in Send Buttons meeting. My brother Stephen, we are looking forward to welcome you, and you want to enjoy our meals in Africa. Maybe you might change your mind not to go back to the United States. Okay. Yes, let's take control of our destiny. And everyone has to do that. And thank you again. I would say good morning, but to some it's good night. But I'm going to sleep now. And thank you again. See you.